OpenCoder, I found a blog post we put in the show notes where basically last week we were covering all the Chinese open source models, and one guy was basically saying, what would it take for me to take my entire stack and put it on some sort of open source personal inference kind of machine? And he basically said, it's very hard and probably doesn't make any sense. The most cost-effective thing if you want to go this path, in his opinion, is OpenCode plus Qwen3 Coder with some sort of inference partner, right? And I sent that to you.
Right.
And I said,
Yeah, and that was prior to the release.
Yeah, that was prior to the ChatGPT release, open source. But yeah, so what is OpenCode?
I think a lot of people, if you're starting to hit these limits with Anthropic, Claude Code, have started looking for alternative options. And I've had that, several times. And it wasn't until I ran into this OpenCode where I've really found something I think I can use. And the key here, you can see it on my screen, the key here is all the different providers and all the flexibility that you have. Now, I've only done some light testing with it after configuring, so I can't say that it's on par or better, worse. I've run into some different, what I feel like are issues, like where it doesn't continuously, I have to type continue, resume to keep it moving. I think that's the main thing I found so far. But yeah, other than that, it works pretty well. And honestly, I probably spent more time just configuring it than actually using it as a coding tool. It was right when the GPT-oss dropped. So that was kind of the focus, getting that set up. And on a related note, Ollama, if that's not obvious, Ollama is compatible with OpenCode. And with the release of GPT-oss, Ollama released a new service called Turbo. So it's like a cloud-based accelerator that you can use.
So that was really cool. And I want to talk through that when we start talking about the open source GPT launch, because that was a massive boost. I didn't realize. So I've never really gone down the Ollama local path. I'm on a Mac, it's still M4 silicon, but it's like I don't have like a proper, NVIDIA rig PC kind of setup. So I'm thinking about going that path actually, based on I'm just diving really hard into Comfy UI and local diffusion. So I'm actually thinking of splurging and just getting like a spec'd up hardcore, like local NVIDIA kind of machine. But for Ollama in this context, so OpenCode, one of the things that when I looked at this, I was like, well, it's powered by models.dev, which I'd never seen before either. But are you saying you can also integrate it with Ollama? And then when you do Ollama, how do you actually expose it as a service? I've never really gotten that far, exposing it and saying, all right, well, use Ollama locally, or how do you actually do that and configure it? Is it hard?
No, it's really simple. You can go to their website and just download your executable or your package and install it. And then it essentially runs in the background, but they also added a desktop app recently, and I don't know exactly when. One day I was just trying to launch Ollama, like the backend service.
Yeah, it was recently.
A desktop app popped up.
Really
I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's basically a desktop
actually pretty
app, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really light. Like you can't upload files or configure MCP servers or anything like that. It's pretty much like pure inference with Ollama. But I found myself using it a couple of times. It's kind of cool.